everybody. How are you? I know it's a little dark in here. I've got the light on. I guess I don't have enough light. Sorry about that. But I wanted to do one more react to Chantal to try to keep up with things because you never know. You never know what she's going to do. It's late. It's over. It's after 9 o'clock in the evening. It always gets dark around here. Anywho, so she did a live, was it yesterday? It was 20 hours ago. And she was going on and on about her health. She took her blood sugar reading live, and it was at over 22. The conversion for that is her blood sugar was in the 400s. And then the chat, some of the people in the chat were really smart. They asked her to do a blood sugar reading on Salah. Chantal was claiming that the monitor that she just got must have been broken or it was just giving wonky readings. So they're like, well, go ahead and give Salah a reading. And she did, and his reading was fine. And that just proves the monitor was fine. It's just like, her blood sugar is just out of control. So she did a video. Of course she did. Once again, spotlighting how sick she is. Boo-hooing about that. Oh, I'm so sick. Oh, my diabetes. Oh, my hypoglycemia. And for the record, I am not making fun of these conditions. I'm not. They are very serious things. I am just simply expressing my aggravation and frustration over the fact that Chantal, she makes it into a joke, you know? Everything's a joke to Chantal. Everything. Diabetes is a joke. SA is a joke. DV is a joke. Everything's a joke. Everything's funny. Although nobody's laughing, not even her. But everything's a joke. Got to be lighthearted about the most serious of things. So she decided she wanted to go to the doctor. She said her blood sugar was high even after taking her medication. I don't know if she was doctor hopping or doctor shopping, but she went to a doctor. And I want to give my thoughts on the video. There's really nothing on Twitter to react to, so we're going to go straight into the video. This might be one of the shorter reacts that I do, but I'm fine with that. I've got stuff that I've got to do tonight, so I want to just go ahead and just stay on top of things and keep up with all the Chantal content. So why don't we just dive right into it? Okay. So the title of the video is, so I went to the doctor about my hypoglycemia. Did I say that right? I know there's hypoglycemia and there's hyperglycemia. So the hyperglycemia, I'm probably mispronouncing it. I am so sorry. It's basically high blood sugar. You know, this is such a simple fix, Chantal. And the doctors have told you what you need to do to fix it. Be careful with what you eat. Be careful with your portions. Be careful when you eat something. Stay away from things that contain a lot of sugar, like fruits, like sugary drinks, like carbs. Be careful with the carbs. Be careful with the sugar. You don't want to listen. You think you know everything. Well, if you know everything, why are you so sick? But here she goes, once again, making a video about her bad health that she caused. She made herself sick. So she basically put her hand on the hot stove. She burned herself, and now she wants sympathy because her hand is burned. That's basically what it boils down to. Anywho, let's get into the video, and I'm going to give my thoughts, okay? Let's do this. She says, keep in mind, my glucometer is way off, even though it is new. I learned this when I get my blood tested at the clinic. There was nothing wrong with the meter. It was brand new, and it was in the box. Y'all keep in mind, the last live that she did, during the live stream, she took her medication. So in the time that she took her medication, to the point where she went to the clinic, the blood sugar could have come down because of the medication. So it wasn't as if the meter was off. It's just that she took the medication, and that brought her blood sugar back down a little bit.
Hey guys, my blood sugar is still very high. I retested it after a nap and it was like 24. So I'm going to the doctor now. Hi guys, so I just ran into the bank and it is like 48 degrees Celsius or 118 degrees Fahrenheit right now.
And you know what? I will die on this hill. Chantal is such a twisted individual. She is so wackadoo in the head. It would not surprise me at all if I learned that Chantal was purposely making herself sick with her diabetes, with her blood sugar, just to try to get extra time with Salah, to get extra attention with him. By making herself ill, saying, "Oh, you have to be here. I don't feel good. Oh, you have to be here to take me to the doctor's office. Oh, you have to be here to take me to the clinic. I don't feel well." She is that type that she will purposely make herself sick to spend time with a man. I mean, y'all remember back to when she was seeing Natter? Hi, Miss Thing, come here. Y'all remember back at that time when she was seeing Natter? Yeah, she would go over there to his house with liquor and with party favors, and she would purposely get drunk and messed up so Nader couldn't send her home. She'd get extra time with him by staying the night. That was her way of getting extra time with him and making sure that he wasn't seeing other women. I mean, we are talking about Chantal. She is a woman of extremes. She would make herself sick to keep a man by her side, to trap a man with her, to get extra time with him. She'll do whatever she needs to do. She will say whatever it is she needs to say. So is all of this about Salah, Chantal? Are you purposely making yourself sick or saying that you're sick so he has to hang around more? He has to talk to you more. He's got to drive you places. Is that what's up? Because if that's the game, it's a sick game.
It's just the beginning of summer. But actually, I don't feel too bad. I'm not sweaty or anything, but like I'm in the AC. But my like house is so cold that when I come out, I feel like, oh, the heat, it feels nice. So I'm going to the doctor. I'm going to get a full checkup and I don't know whatever else they're going to recommend, but I'll keep you guys posted. I know a lot of you were very concerned. I'm actually really concerned. I wasn't expecting my blood reading to be that high today when I took it. I was like,
You know what, Chantal? Again, no sympathy. Didn't you tell us a while ago that season 3 is going to be lit? Didn't you say that? You said that. You said season 3 is going to be lit. You know why it's going to be lit, Chantal? Not because you are really going the distance and doing really amazing content. What's going to make season 3 lit is season 3. It is the FAFO arc. The F around and find out arc. That is what's making it lit. This is when Karma shows up at the party and makes herself known. She grabs a glass of champagne, goes to the center of the room and says, "I have arrived. You were all waiting on me. Here I am." Yeah, she finally showed up. I mean, she's been hanging around, texting people. Yeah. About you. So word has gotten around about you. But now she's ready to really show herself. You're finding out this is the FAFO arc. All that time that you spent effing around, thinking you were untouchable, you were unbreakable, you could do whatever you wanted and you would never get caught. You would never have to deal with consequences. You could always pivot out of a corner. You can't pivot out of this corner. It's way too small. Way too small, mama. You're over there still effing around and you're still finding out. I know what you're doing. You're having those B moments. You and Salah don't live together. He's in his own place. And any spare moment you have at the apartment, you are having B moments like nobody's business. You're telling him one thing, you're doing another. He wants to go travel. He wants to go do things. You are a ball and chain. You are a burden. He can't do anything with you, whether it's abroad or local, due to all the restrictions of you. He's tired of it. You've clipped his wings and he wants to fly free again. He's tired of not flying. He's really bored with this whole arrangement. You're not even making money like you used to, where he can look at the money and go, this is what I'm sacrificing my freedom for. You're not giving up that compensation like you used to. It's making him really rethink things. And this recent reading you did with your 22 blood sugar reading, it's really making him think, like, is it worth it? Is it worth it to deal with this woman who's making herself sick? I might come back to the villa one day and she's gone and there's nothing I can do about it. And then I got a big problem on my hands. You are a liability. You are a burden. So whatever game you're playing, whatever outcome you think you're going to get, you're not going to get a good outcome. There is no positive finish line to something like this. You might want to slow it all the way down with the eating and the sugar.
Expecting it to be like 10. I don't know. I haven't been eating and I was fasting.
You lying biatch. Who are you talking to? Ma'am, ma'am. Ain't no way that you're eating little bits of this and little bits of that and your blood sugar is all the way up there like that. That's ridiculous. Normal blood sugar is around 5 or 6 or maybe even 7. You're at 22. That's 3 times over. Why? How? Because your diet anymore is nothing but sugar, you big moron. Tons of fruit, carbs, rice, probably sugary drinks. You know you're having bee moments away from the camera. Let me guess. Let me take a wild guess in the dark about that. You and Salah had a talk. He's angry at you. He's really ticked off. He's really bored with this whole arrangement. He was ready to walk. And you made yet another set of empty promises. I promise I'll do better, Salah. I promise this time will be the time. I'm going to take care of myself, yada, yada, yada. You made all those promises to him. So because you made all those promises, you can't mukbang on camera on YouTube, because if you do, he's going to know you're lying. So you're saving all your B moments off camera. Maybe for yourself personally, maybe for that certain amount of people you have on your on your channel that they have that niche fetish. You're doing stuff in private for them. But I got a feeling the two of you had a talk. And he's like, look, I want to go travel. I want to go do things. You're holding me back. I'm ready to walk. And in a last ditch effort to hang on to that man, you're like, I promise, I promise, I promise. But you know, you can't do it alone. You don't have the coping skills, the coping mechanisms. You don't have the knowledge. You don't have the education. You don't know what you're doing. You're out of control. You're impulsive. You got an addictive personality. I mean, there's a lot going on there. How can an out of control person get control without help? You can't do this on your own, Chantal. This is way over your head. You can't do it. And Salah can't help you either. He doesn't really know what he's dealing with. All he knows is that you're doing this thing. It's ruining your health. You're becoming a burden. It's boring to him, and he wants out.
And I'm down 15 kilos.
No, you're not.
But I don't know. I guess it's just unmanaged. Like, I haven't been taking my medications properly. That's my problem. I really can't stand the way the metformin gives me digestive issues, but it's just too bad for me. Like, I can't muck around anymore. Like, I'm beyond an idiot for ever doing that, not taking my meds properly. So from now
You're an
on,
idiot for a lot of things, though, because it's a combination of a lot of things, Chantal. You did a lot of things wrong out of carelessness, out of recklessness, out of stupidity. You're an idiot for not taking your medications. True. You're also an idiot for getting on YouTube and thinking, I am so smart. I've got a problem with food, and I'm going to go ahead and mukbang on camera, and I'm going to give what's wrong with me a job. I'm going to put it to work. I'm not going to go into therapy. I'm not going to get on the other side of it, on the recovery side. No, I'm going to profit off of what's wrong with me. And I'm going to attract people to my channel that will support what's wrong with me, and they will encourage what's wrong with me. And they'll know how unhealthy I am, but they won't give a crap. And I won't give a crap as long as they pay me. I'm going to create this whole toxic, crazy, insane system of enabling me, enabling my addictions. I'm going to make it into a hug box. It's all going to be my toxic parachute to keep it all going. And you did. And it did. Like that system was just in place, that network was in place, and you led a very hedonistic lifestyle, and you did a lot of party favors, and you ate a lot of food. You did a lot of things, none of which were good for you. You chose that life. Could have gone a different way. I mean, just 1 year out of the 7, 8 years you've been on YouTube, just the 1 year you were with Natter. All that money you made, girl. Just that 1 year. You could have taken all that money and put it away and done something with it. Maybe with just that year alone, the profit that you could have saved, instead of throwing it away on party favors and food and Natter, you could have put that into a business or invested it somewhere. And right about now, you might be able just to hang back and, like retire a little bit, say screw YouTube. I mean, I don't know. I know long ago you could have made a merch store, made a killing, but you're so stupid and lazy, you missed that boat too. All you cared about was eating your food. you're not really that smart when it comes to money, Chantal. You're not that smart, but there's a lot of things that you are stupid for, not just the medication.
there's no way I'm missing anything, and I'm going to listen to the doctor 100%, and we'll see if that makes a difference. So, yeah, I'll keep you guys posted anyways, with updates as I go along.
Like, I hate the fact that she has to make everything into a 3-ring circus act. Like stuff like this, she's turning it into a spectacle. She's putting it on stage. I'm going to be honest with you, it feels gross. There's so many people in the world that have diabetes, that they are working hard to manage their diabetes. They're trying to do everything they can to be on the healthy side of it, to not let it get too far, to not let it do too much damage. And then there's Chantal, who has it and doesn't give a crap, who goes to doctors just to get medications for the sole purpose of continuing on with her issue with food and simply using the medication, not to really get on the healthy side of the diabetes, but to keep herself from going into a diabetic coma. She's stupid and reckless. She'll go out, she'll have B moments, chase her blood sugar all the way up there, start feeling dizzy, start feeling weird. Then she'll run to a clinic or an ER room. They'll pump her full of insulin and meds and liquids, make that blood sugar come back down. You would think she'd learn from one episode of that, but she doesn't. She's an idiot. She will go to a clinic. She'll go to a hospital. She'll make use of the medical facilities and the staff and the resources. And then once they take her out of the danger zone, she'll go right back out and put herself right back in it. Oh, my blood sugar's down to a 15 versus a 22. Hey, let's go to the Chinese buffet now. Let's go to a Starbucks. Let's go to that Burger King. Let's go to McDonald's. Just looking for any and all resources and ways to continue the addiction. Making a mockery of her health. Making a mockery of diabetes. Making a mockery of having BED. It's gross. It's gross, Chantal. Like, you go into the hospital today. You go into the clinic. Did you ever stop and think that if you had taken care of your health, you wouldn't have had to have this visit today? If you had taken care of your health ages ago, you wouldn't be making these visits. You wouldn't have these concerns. You might have your mobility back. Your breathing might be better. You'd be able to go out in the world and do a lot more with a lot less embarrassment. All of this crap going on right here. This is what happens when you F around and now you're finding out. This is what happens when you cater to the fetish people on your channel. When you cater to that certain niche of people. They get their jollies, you pay the price. Is it really that smart? Nope, not worth it either. Something happens to you, they're not going to care. They'll just move on to somebody different, and then another, and another, and another, and they'll just keep going. Looking for someone, thirsty for fame, getting on YouTube, eating food for a living. You know, if it's not you, it's somebody else. You're not that special. Okay, so let's take note, everybody. Take note of the notes up here. Patient stopped medication. That was, I guess, the nurse's note or the doctor's note. Patient stopped medication. Yeah, so who's the big idiot? You stopped your medication. If you had kept up with your medication and not eaten all that sugary fruit, you might not be spending money on a doctor visit.
After Fajr, maybe early this morning, by my window here with my plaque in the background. So just to update you.
So in previous videos, Chantal was across the room and the plaque was way behind her. Now she's making a video and she's making sure that plaque is directly behind her head. I can't tell you how funny I think that is. That's really funny, Chantal. That is such a big joke. Are you a comedian? Because you got jokes today. You got lots of jokes. And here is the joke. You, someone you've been on YouTube for 7, 8 years, all the things you've done, all the videos you've done, all the lives you've done, all the brainstorming to come up with the different arcs to get people interested, to keep them interested, all the shenanigans, all the things you did to get to 100K. You were so obsessed with that, remember? You wanted to get to 100K. You wanted that plaque. It became an obsession to get that plaque, especially after Charlie Gold got hers. You were so angry and so jealous about that. Somebody else had one, therefore you have to have one too. So you basically you made it your mission to get that plaque. Didn't matter if it was real or fake, if you bought it or not. You had to get that plaque, you by hook or by crook. Mostly by crook. But you got it. But here's what's funny. All that time spent, all that money spent, all that effort spent to get that plaque, to get your channel up to 100K. And then there's you. The plaque is behind you. But look at you in front of it. Look how sick you are. You are so incredibly ill. I mean, you can see it in your eyes. You're sick. You're very sick. So much time and so much money spent to get that plaque. Meanwhile, you, the person where the money is most needed for self-care, don't care about that. Don't care about that. You got the plaque off of eBay. You still got it though. But look how ill you are, Chantal. Have you ever heard of a Pyrrhic victory? A Pyrrhic victory is a victory gained at too great a cost. So you getting the plaque was a Pyrrhic victory. You know, the plaque is just a small victory, but it was gained at too great a cost. You having your channel on YouTube, getting to 100K, building it up, attracting all the feedy people. To you, that felt like a great victory, but it's actually a small victory. But it was a victory gained at too great a cost. And the cost was your health. You sacrificed 100% of your health for something that did not matter and people that didn't matter. You're all about your little Pyrrhic victories. And at the end of the day, none of them matter. None of them matter. Stupid.
You guys, early this morning after Fajr, maybe like 4 or 5 in the morning, I fasting for several hours.
Liar. You know, Chantal, I wish you would just come online and just put the truth out there, girl. Come on. Why do you insist on lying? Is it some kind of sick game that you like to play? Is it about, I know I'm lying, they know I'm lying, but I'm going to lie for the sake of making people angry because I want them to react to me. It's a game of, I know and you know I know, but I know you know and I want you to call me out. Is that the game? I think it is. I think it is.
The last time I ate was.
But listen, you're having B moments. I bet if I could walk into your apartment right now, not that I'd want to. I'm not interested in poking around in your personal business, but I bet so much money that if I walked into your house right now, you've got your little spots, don't you? Your little hidey spots where you're hiding your junk food and your fast food in your fast food containers. You and Salah don't live together. We know this. It's obvious you don't live there. Like the newest live stream you did. I was watching through Are You Serious? And she pointed out like the layout of your apartment. When Salah showed up, your bedroom is off to the side, but you could hear him come in the front door. You heard the keys. You heard the jingle of the keys. You weren't looking off to the side like he was there in the house. You looked at the front door like he had just walked in. So, we know he don't live there. But I bet you're hiding stuff from him regardless. Just like you did with BB, hiding pizza boxes in the closet to the point where there was a roach infestation because of you being filthy. You know, whenever you're around a guy and you don't want to get in trouble with him, you will hide what you do. But I'm sure if Salah did a sweep of that apartment, he'd find stuff. Oh, he'd find stuff.
The day before, around 5 or 6 p.m. And so basically, I did my fasting, and it was my glucometer said 24. So actually, I learned today because they tested my blood at the clinic today, and it my meter is off. So
No, it's not. It's not off. You took your reading, but before you took the reading, you took your medication while you were doing that live stream. So the medication was in your system, and it was, like, your blood sugar is not going to stay at a constant number all the time. It's going to fluctuate up and down, up and down. That's just how it works. But you took your medication, and you said that you took a nap. So that's enough time for the medication to kick in. So it's not that the monitor was broken. It's just that you, being an idiot, you don't take your medication. That when you finally did take it, it helped a little bit.
I'm going to read through the manual and see if there's anything I'm doing wrong. I don't know.
Hey, here's something you're doing wrong: not taking your medication, eating tons of sugar, tons of carbs when you know you shouldn't. When the doctor says a palm full of rice, Chantal, he does not mean put a bunch of rice on a hubcap and put it in your palm. That's stupid. The doctor showed you the portion sizes of what you should be eating. Listen to your doctors. They know what they're talking about.
But anyway, so I got freaked out by the number. It was like in the 20s. It was like 21, 22. So what I did was
By the way, for those who are not aware, the conversion, that's in the 400s. That's like diabetic coma level. And yet her blood sugar stays consistently there. She's constantly chasing it up that high.
after getting off live, I was like really freaked out, and I was just like, I'm gonna rest some more. I'm gonna sleep some more. So I did that. When I woke, I took my blood sugar again. It was like 24, which isn't accurate, but um, so I have to preface by saying I'm supposed to be on a medication that
You're supposed to be on, like, you're not on that medication.
is like a metformin medication, but it's combined with something else. And I'm supposed to be on 2,000 milligrams a day, so take it twice a day.
Yeah, like I saw this little bit on Twitter about is it Janumet? So she's taking that medication, and she's taking the biggest dose of that medication. So if her body rejects that medication or it stops working, she's insulin resistant. She's pretty much screwed.
Especially when I was sick, I wasn't taking any of my medications. And I want to say that I take full responsibility for this health episode because if I
Well, you should, because it ain't nobody else's fault but yours. Who else can you blame it on? Your mom, your family, girl world, the reactors. You can't blame it on us. We ain't got nothing to do with it.
stayed on my medication, I'm sure that this wouldn't even be an issue. So I haven't been taking my medication, my diabetic medication, for a long time. So that's my fault. I take 100% responsibility and
Good.
accountability, and I will never miss another pill.
And I bet I know why. Look, do I believe her word? Do I believe that she's telling the truth? That she's not going to miss her medication from here on out? Do I believe her when she says, "Oh, I'm going to be much more aware of myself and take care of myself"? Nope. Nope, I don't believe it. And if it does happen, let's just say for half a second she is telling the truth, that she means what she says. Chantal is someone, she doesn't do anything unless she's practically forced to. You got to force her to do something, then she'll do it. If she's put in a corner of, I have no choice, I have to do this, then she will. So if she starts taking her medication and she starts eating healthy, it's not because she truly wanted to in her heart of hearts. It's because she's effed around and she's finding out and she's understanding I can't go on this way. If I don't stop, I'm going to be in a morgue soon. Like, you basically have to force her to the edge of a cliff before she wakes up and realizes the truth of, hey, like, I'm not unbreakable. I'm very much breakable. I am touchable. And my body can't take anymore. So we will see, Chantal. You're a talker, but you're not a doer. Put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. It's so simple.
Unless like for some reason I can't and I'm incapacitated, but I'm not. Um, so basically, I took a pill after, when I was on live stream after I saw how high that was. So I took a pill. Uh, and
That is, the sad thing is that you only take your pills and you only reach for medication and insulin after you've effed up. Like, you'll go to a Chinese buffet and you'll go to town on the Chinese buffet, or you'll go to town on junk food, or you'll go to town with the Starbucks. And then your blood sugar will get all the way up there and you'll start feeling nauseous and dizzy and weird. And then that's when you freak out and go, oh my God, I need to go to the hospital. Oh my God, I need to go to the ER. That's when all of these things become important to you, when it's a little bit too late. Any other time, you don't think about them. If you're taking your medication on the regular, watching your diet on the regular, not thinking you can do whatever you want, and some pills and some insulin and some fluid is going to save you, you're basically pushing your body to a point where your little things are not going to matter. They can't repair all the damage.
then um, I woke up. I said, okay, you know what? I said I'm gonna go to the doctor, the emergency clinic, if my blood sugar is not going down. Maybe I need insulin or something like that. So emergency um, clinic, and they tested my blood right away, and they're like, do you have any heart palpitations? They wanted to make sure. I told them what my blood sugar reading was, and I said, no, I feel okay. I just a little bit dizzy. So wait till the heat. It's very hot today. So, anyways, they sent me to the nurse station and they tested my blood, and it was 16, um, and not 24. So, um,
Still, though, you have to know those doctors were looking at her like, what the F? I mean, Chantal is so whack in the head. She's so wackadoo in the head. Other people would go, oh my God, my blood sugar is at 16? That's way too high. For Chantal, considering where it normally is, she thinks that's a vast improvement. Oh, it's not that bad. It's only 16. When it should be 5 or 6. All she's thinking about is the levels of it being diabetic coma level. If it's not 400, if it's say 300, 300 is not that bad. 400, very bad. So let's bring it down from a 4 to a 3, and that means I get to live another day. Not realizing that having high blood sugar like that can cause a lot of damage. Just because you're not going into a heart attack or a stroke does not mean that all that high blood sugar isn't damaging you on the inside, Chantal.
so she asked me if I'm supposed to be on any medication, and I said yes, and I let her see all the notes from um, the previous doctor I saw, because I went to a different clinic today.
And what's that about? Is she doctor shopping? They never go to the same clinic or hospital. They keep hopping around. Always different people. Is that on purpose, Chantal? Are you like covering your tracks? You don't want Kuwait to know just how sick you are, or to find you or know your name and all that stuff. I mean, why do you keep going to different people? Are you looking for doctors to give you pain meds? Because it just seems weird to me that she's got serious health problems. She should be going to a hospital. What's wrong with her is not something minor, it's something major. But she keeps bouncing around from place to place to place. That feels sketchy to me. Like, who are you hiding from? What are you hiding? What are you putting beneath the covers? Is it because if you went to a hospital would have a record of all of your health problems, and if you left Kuwait and tried to come back, they would say, no, you're too sick, go back home? Is that why? You don't want Kuwait knowing just how sick you are? Well, they're going to find out eventually.
And she said, just basically keep taking the medications. And if you notice in like a few days that the numbers are not changing, once you have the medication back in your system, after maybe 4 or 5 days, then if it keeps going up and up, then yeah, you, like, go to the emergency again. But she said she doesn't think it's like, you know, dire emergency because I haven't been taking my meds. So if I take my meds, my blood sugar levels won't be what they are, is what they
Hey,
suspect.
you know what, Chantal? You know what would really help? Take your medication as prescribed and no sneak eating. Stop sneak eating. Stop it. I know you're doing it. Hey, look here. Look, right here, right here. You're someone that you're still on that side of the fence. I was once there. You can't lie to me. You're not lying to me. You're not. Can't fool me, Chantal. I know what you're doing. I bet dimes to donuts that you're over there whining and crying about your blood sugar. Oh, it's so high. I don't know what's going on. It has to be my kidneys. It has to be my something's wrong with the monitor. I bet dimes to donuts that if somebody put you in a room and put you away from all of the junk food and only gave you bland meals for 24 hours and you could not sneak eat or sneak junk food, your blood sugar will be coming right back down. It's no mystery to me. You may lie to Salah, you can't lie over here. You're sneak eating and you're eating all that sugary fruit, which you know you don't need and is bad for you. You're still focusing on the carbs. Bad for you. Can't do that no more. Those days are over.
So, um, so I got more prescriptions for a whole bunch of my medication, and I'm just gonna stick to it and see what happens. Like, so far it's going down. Like, it was higher, right? So
And by the way, Chantal, can we talk about medications? Can we talk about them? See, one of your problems is they give you medications, you get the scripts. And if in any way those medications make you feel uncomfortable, then you stop taking them. You're such an idiot. You stop taking them. You don't keep yourself on schedule with that. But you're like, oh, this medication, it made my stomach feel uncomfortable. You don't like being uncomfortable. Let me put this question in your face. Would you rather be a little bit uncomfortable or would you rather be dead? Because that's pretty much your options right now. And don't come at me and say, oh, that's hateful, Rose. You're talking all hateful. No, ma'am. No. Being truthful, being factual, being direct is not being hateful. It's just an honest question. Would you rather be a little bit uncomfortable? Some uncomfortable side effects from the medication? Or would you rather be dead? Those are your options. You're right there at that critical point where the Grim Reaper is literally breathing on your neck. He's right there behind you. You've been flirting with him. You've been texting him. You've been daring him to take you. He's eyeballing you. He's giving you the eyeball. He's really eyeballing you. I mean, the Grim Reaper comes for us all. It's just that some of us, we don't care to meet him so quickly. Other people like yourself really want to meet him. Like you're fangirling over death. I don't know why, but you are. But those are your options. Would you rather tough it out with the medication and maybe it does upset your stomach a little bit. Maybe there's some workarounds with that. Or do you want to be dead? Straight up, do you want to be dead? Because if you're gone, Chantal, your channel is going to be gone. Your content stops. The plaque that you've got is going to go straight into the trash. No one's going to care. Julie and Harry will go with Salah. He'll have his life back. And everybody will move on. You'll be just a memory. Within a matter of a few years, you'll be a memory. So if this life and everything you've done matters to you at all, focus on it or not. You don't focus on it, you don't take care of it, you will be just another memory people will forget about in a few years.
Oh, well, according to my machine, but anyway, 16 is lower than what my machine read. Now, when I got home and I tested with my machine, it said 20 instead of 24. So,
Hey, Delulu, 16 is still bad. 22 is really bad, but 16 is still bad. Don't try to minimize this. 16 is still bad. When a regular reading should be 5 or 6 or 7 and you've got 16, that's still too much. It's still dangerous, dummy.
I don't know. My machine is a bit whack, so I'm just going by their machine, I guess. Um, but I guess with my machine, if it's like, you know, it was 24 and now it's 20, so it's still going down on my machine regardless, even if it's like, I don't know, there could be many different factors. I don't know why it's not testing properly. It's a brand new machine, but I don't really have much else to report. Like, again, this is all my fault. I'm not being responsible with my health, and it's very, I'm sure, infuriating to watch.
It is, but it isn't. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's a shame. It's a shame, Chantal. It's a real shame. And it's aggravating. You know, when you're someone in the world and you see someone that life gives a cup of fortune to, you know, some people have a hard life, they have a hard time, they work their butts off, and they have to claw and scratch for every single little thing they have. And then there's people like you that for some strange reason, life just gives you a cup of fortune that you honestly don't deserve, that you feel entitled to, and you're not grateful for. And you turn around and you abuse it. That is sickening. When that same cup of fortune could have gone to somebody else and they could have done a whole lot better things for the world and in the world with that cup. You had a cup of fortune and you effed it up. And you effed yourself up by making all kinds of bad choices. Still do. You're still making bad choices. You haven't even begun to make good choices. A good choice would mean that you would go back home to Canada and take care of yourself and just stop this nonsense with Salah. You don't want to do it. Still making bad choices.
But I'm never missing another pill. Like I realize how dangerous diabetes is now. Like, like I said before, I just always thought I just always had more time, and I'm just been very irresponsible in so many ways, and with my health.
Chantal, you're over there. You can barely breathe. You can barely walk. You can't see your feet. You're having trouble finding clothes to fit you. Going anywhere anymore is a task. You got to seek out places where you're not going to be seen. You don't want people looking at you. Like all the warning signs were in your face. All those signs were there for a reason, to let you know you're running out of time. The sand is passing through the hourglass quickly. Soon there won't be any sand left. You're not doing yourself any favors. You're not doing anything to put more sand in the hourglass. Now you got a choice. You want to do some more mukbangs? You want to have some more bee moments and sneaky? Every time you do one of those, more sand drops out of the hourglass. And the pile on top gets smaller and the pile on the bottom gets bigger. You're determining how much time is left.
So, and that's the one thing you should not muck around with, that's for sure.
But you did.
So, yeah. So I have to learn how to eat properly.
You know how to eat properly. You just don't want to do it.
Which is very. Hold on, I gotta show you this.
Excuse me. Tell the people that you're cute. Yes.
Anyway, I'm going to definitely not eat fruit for a while. Maybe some berries or something like that, something with a low glycemic index. And I would have to say, you know, no bread, like none.
She says that now. But I'm wondering if any of us could walk in that house and go to her kitchen and open the fridge and open the freezer, how much bread we would find. The last time she showed herself in the kitchen, she opened the freezer. That sucker was full of frozen pita bread. It didn't make any sense. Pita bread is cheap. But she had that freezer stocked with pita bread. It was insane. And frozen food. She loves her carbs. And she never wants to be without her carbs or her sugar. So she will do ridiculous things like that. Oh, I'm going to put tons of pita bread in the freezer and freeze it just to make sure I always have carbs. So I'm wondering, Chantal, if I went in your kitchen right now, how much bread would I find? How much in the way of carbs would I find? Would I find big, huge bags of rice? Would I find big, huge bags of salt? How about cheese? What about those candy bars you probably have hidden somewhere in that storage room? How many fast food containers do you have hidden all over the house? I bet I'd find them. I bet I sure would.
Um, so yeah, as for eating, I don't know. I mean, being on medication makes such a difference, but there's definitely like really sugary fruits and stuff like that. I'm cutting that out. I was eating a lot of fruit because when I was sick, I was craving, like really cold, juicy.
No, you weren't craving the fruit. You don't care about the fruit. You were craving the sugar because you're a carb addict. You're a carb addict. Carbs turning into sugar. You were craving the sugar. Here's a fun scientific fact. Did y'all know that when it comes to I have to say it this way, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola and sugar, they have the same effect on the human brain. They excite and stimulate your brain. Your brain lights up like a pinball machine when it comes to sugar or Coca-Cola. You know, this kind. And we know how much she liked her Coca-Cola. And we know how much she likes her sugar. So, you know, she likes that dopamine brain explosion effect with sugar. And she's going to make sure to get her kick out of it. So, if it's not bread, if it's not pasta, if it's not rice, if it's not poutine, oh, we're going to go for the fruit because that still counts. Still sugar in there.
Watermelon and stuff, which is very high in sugar.
Yep.
And I wasn't taking my medication. So that's a recipe for disaster right there.
Yep. And you did that to yourself, dummy.
So I know a lot of people are going to have a lot of opinions, a lot of suggestions. I'm following my doctor's now. You're welcome opinion. Keep it full, you know. And that's all I ask. I mean, that's all. I don't know what else to say. I'm sharing this with you. I don't know why I was dumb and shared my blood sugar. I didn't think it would be that high.
And that's exactly why you did it. That's exactly why you did it. Oh, you thought you were so slick. You thought you were so smart. Let me guess what happened, Chantal. Speculation, theory time. Let me guess. You had yourself a little bee moment. You ate a bunch of carbs, a bunch of sugar, and you thought you were being so smart that if you waited a certain amount of time, that your blood sugar would be to a normal level to a certain degree. You thought, oh, I can have my B moment and carb load and sugar load. And if I just wait a little bit before I go live, no one's going to know. So you had your little moment and then you went live and you thought, oh, my blood sugar will be normal. See, the plan for you, I'm sure, was that you could have your B moment, then come live. You thought the blood sugar would be down low enough to where when you took the reading, it wouldn't be that high. So you could say to the reaction channels, see, haters, suck it. Tell me that wasn't the plan. You wanted a gotcha moment so bad, but it was the monitor that got you. It told on you. It snitched. Oh, it snitched. And the most beautiful part about it all was that Salah was there. He was right there. And you did a reading on him. The reading was normal. But he got a dose of reality right then, right there. His reading versus yours. You know, he had to be freaking out. Oh my God, my cash cow. She's very sick. She's very unhealthy. What do I do about this? There's nothing you can do, Salah. It's over your head, bro. What are you going to do for a food addict? How can you stop them? You can't, especially since they're controlling the money, bro. No way. She's controlling the one thing that keeps you codependent on her. She's controlling the purse. If you were the one making the money, you might have control over the money, but she's making the money, so you have no say-so. And she knows it, and that's why she maintains control. Ain't nobody and nothing going to stop her from carrying on with her addiction. No one's going to restrict her from it. But it was beautiful. He got to see what was going on. You know, like things just got really, really real for a second, didn't they, Salah? Was it shocking to you? The fact that Chantal, her blood sugar is up there in the 400s? Yeah, it is shocking. It's really shocking. But you really shouldn't be too surprised. You're the big idiot bringing her food. You're the one bringing her fast food. You're enabling her. So you really can't act all surprised with the surprised Pikachu face. Not if you're helping her get unhealthy. You're complicit with what's going on here.
Let's go test with my old machine. Okay. So yes, I have my stand. All right, so I have my old machine. The screen is a bit cracked, but I miss it. I like this machine better. I'm gonna use it.
I'm just noticing something, and maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I'm looking at the couch on the right, and I see that all the pillows are stacked up against the back of the couch. I have the feeling that that couch never really gets used. But the couch on the left, that is the one that Chantal sleeps on. I got a feeling that's where she sleeps. I don't think Chantal can sleep in a regular bed because of her sleep apnea, her breathing issues. She has to sleep at an angle to where nothing bad will happen. But I think the couch on the left is where she sleeps because I'm looking at the pillows. You guys look. Let me blow it up. All right, look behind her. Couch on the right, all the pillows are stacked up on it like nobody ever sits there. Couch on the left, pillows are missing. Like she was just recently laying there. That's where she sleeps, bro. She's not sleeping in a bed. That is her bed.
See compare what the reading with the new machine versus the doctor. So my new machine, I just tested my blood with this when I came in before starting this video. It said 20. MMOL. The doctor 16. This says. If it's like something else, I don't know. My finger. Dry. Make sure it's dry.
Again, why do you have to do all this stuff on camera, Chantal? This is kind of personal, private stuff, you know? Why do you have to make it into content? You're making a mockery of diabetes. Like you're treating it in such a disrespectful way. You made a point to hurt yourself and to harm your health, and now you're trying to garner sympathy for your stupidity, and I'm not going to give it to you.
Okay. It's just the whoa. Screen doesn't even work anymore. That's a shame. I don't know what I did to it, honestly.
You probably smashed it on the floor. You saw a high reading and smashed it on the floor, didn't you?
Well, it's time to say goodbye to that machine, that's for sure.
All right. You know what? I'm tired of her nonsense. Let me just go to the comments. Haley says, Chantal, please apply some common sense. The machine reading was correct for Salah, but wrong for you. If the machine was faulty, then you both would have gotten a high reading yesterday during your live. That didn't happen. Salah had a normal, healthy read of 5.0, and yours was 22.6. The machine isn't biased and only gives correct reads for Salah, but not for you. The machine is not faulty at all. Your blood sugars have simply come down since your live yesterday, but are still very high even now at your doctor's reading being 16.7. Please take this seriously before you end up bedridden. Yeah. Is the monitor a hater, Chantal? Are you going to claim the monitor is a hater and it gave you a bad reading on purpose? Jolly Rancher says, so you're telling me that the doctors allowed you to leave with a blood sugar of 16.7 without giving you medicine right then and there to lower it before checking it again and then sending you home? That makes no sense at all. Well, she said she went to the ER. And I just read yesterday on Twitter, or was it today, where all of the best medications and care are basically being, the priority is people that live in Kuwait, people who are expats, people who are tourists. You go to the back of the line. If she's walking in, yeah, she might be a little bit dizzy. She doesn't feel good, but she's not in a life or death situation. That's the doctor's priority. The life and death cases where they need immediate care right away, like their life is on the line. And you got to figure in, if Chantal's been to the same doctors, the same hospitals, the same clinics, they remember her. I mean, you can't forget someone like Chantal. She is a anomaly. She's just not another face in the crowd. They probably know her very well on a first name basis. Like they're already familiar with the fact, Booger, hey, ma'am, hi, come here. They're probably already familiar with the fact that she's on her path. She doesn't want to get better. She wants to stay sick. So the attitude is, we know this woman, meaning Chantal, and there's no helping her. She won't help herself, so why bother? We can give her pills. We can give her advice, but the rest is in her hands. And if she's not willing to help herself, what can they do? Not a doggone thing. There's nothing they can do. Anastasia says, I don't think it was off. You took a pill and probably lowered it 4 points. Yeah, I think so. John Calhoun says, I've eaten bread, rice, and fruit every day, guys. Yeah, we can see that. Yep, sure can. Yeah, a lot of people in the comments saying the machine's not broken. You had a blood sugar reading with Salah. That was normal. So how can his be normal and yours not? Okay, looking. Everybody's saying the machine's not wrong. I've liked it. Her subs are so incredibly worried right now. I would be embarrassed if I were her. But she'll never be embarrassed. She doesn't have any shame. All right, guys, that's it for this react. Hope you enjoyed it. It was kind of on the shorter side today, but that's fine. I'm just keeping up with all of Chantal's stuff so I don't get far behind. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.